Hello everyone, and today I'll be reading a Wriothesley Listener by me. So let's get into it. Wriothesley has had his own suspicions about something being off with you for a while now. He's quite observant, and anyone who worked with him, or has been with him even as a friend, would know that very well. He's someone that most things usually don't slip past by him. And so, he would immediately know if something was wrong. And he would know if something just so happened to be rather suspicious. Especially if that thing had to do with you. He was not blind, nor did he pretend to be, and he was not willing to let you go on and hide things from him any longer. He would not stand by when you were going through something that was so very difficult. You wanted to exclude him from your pains and suffering, and he understood the sentiment. You did not want him to suffer with you. You did not want to hurt him in one way or another. But that hurt him far more than anything else ever could. And you seemed to fail to know that. Because to him, your well-being was far more important than him just being happy for a day or two and being worried for another 10. He wanted to know if you were truly fine, if everything was alright, if you were hurting, if there was something he could do to stop the pain that you were going through. Because right now, nothing that came up in his mind seemed to justify whatever you were going through. And he was beyond worried, hoping that you were okay, that you could be okay until he found out what exactly you were hiding from him, and why. Because he knows that, as difficult as he may be, he loved you, and he made it quite clear that he did. And even more so, he had never thought of you as a burden, or even made you think that he did. Or at least that's what he thinks. So, why would he be acting this way, unless something was horribly wrong? He had no idea, and all the thoughts in his head were signaling something that he did not want to think of and hoped would be incorrect. Until the day came where he would find out what was exactly happening and why you were acting so strangely. He had walked into your room to find you holding a tool and attempting to hurt yourself. As soon as he saw him, he freaked out, throwing it away and hiding behind something, screaming at him not to look at you. And his heart was shattering. There were too many things going on at once, too many things to try and process at this moment, and it was terrifying. How long had this been happening? Why were you doing this? And how many times had he failed to notice the signs? So many questions came up into his head, none that he had an answer for. So, with those questions, and with the scene in front of him, his heart slowly shattering within his chest, he decided to set it aside, if only for your sake and your well-being, knowing to put that first before anything else, even before his own emotions. Darling, please calm down. I'm not going to get near you if you don't want me, but please, just calm down. He puts both his hands up in the air and looks at you. Just calm down and breathe, okay? No need to freak out. I'm not going to do anything. He seemed rather distrustful, but he was patient, and he stayed there, looking into your eyes, and you could only see sincerity and concern. And slowly you started to calm down, looking at him. Promise you're not mad. You tell him, and he promises, taking one step closer towards you. You don't seem to back away from that. but you're watching him carefully. He never wanted to be caught. He felt so humiliated, and you felt like he could hate you. You were scared. You don't know how he sees you right now. Maybe he thinks you're crazy. Maybe he will tell someone. You're terrified of the many possibilities that seem to surround you, and you have no idea how to deal with them. Wriothesley, please. Hush now. You're fine. You're all right. You're not hurt, are you? No. I didn't get to do anything. But I was going to. I know. And I'm not angry. I'm just worried about you. I'm going to come closer now. But I promise, I'm not going to tell anyone about this. I'm not going to do anything that will make you upset. Okay? He says. And before you know it, he's at your side. He's just walking so slowly. But somehow, as you're focused on his eyes, you don't realize how close he's getting. Until he's right there, holding you. And that's when you finally let your guard down, collapsing into his arms as you cry. And he holds you. There's so much patience in those eyes, in those arms that you're in. You feel safe. You feel wanted and loved, in more ways than one. You keep apologizing, but honestly, it felt like he should be the one apologizing to you for not noticing sooner, for not seeing the truth. But he will fix it. He will do something to change this. And he may not be able to do it now. But right now, he just wanted to make sure that you're safe and okay. And any change, in fact, anything else, it could come later. You're gonna be fine. I promise you. Everything will be fine. Nobody's going to hurt you now. He says. And although you're crying, and you feel like there's so much going on in your head, you trust him. Because Wriothesley has never lied to you. His words were always true. And you trusted him more than anything else. More than anyone else in this rotten world. So, you let yourself collapse in his arms, knowing that you're safe, that no one's going to hurt you now. And most importantly, you were understood. He's going to help you, he said. And you have no reason to doubt that, because he never gave you any reason to. And soon as you passed out into his arms from the amount of crying you did, he let the guilt consume him. But he knew that with the heavy weight of guilt that he